Good morning children, Sai Ram. Children, today we are going to study the last chapter of this book, that is chapter number 8, Bills of Exchange. Part 1, this is the part 1 of this chapter. First of all, what do we mean by bills of exchange? What do you understand by bills of exchange? Children, you already know in present days it is not easy to run the business only on cash basis. So most of the transaction take place on credit basis also, where the buyer of goods promises to pay the amount after specified period. However, seller of the goods prepare a document containing terms and condition of sale like the amount to be paid, date, etc. The buyer of goods sign on the document that he has accepted the terms and condition. So these terms and condition, these written document is known as bills of exchange. Understood? Bills of exchange, these written document in which buyer of the goods accept all the condition of the seller of the goods, accept the condition of the seller of the goods is known as bills of exchange. Now the meaning. A bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. Next is features of bills of exchange. Now what are the characteristics? See, the number one characteristic is it is a written document. Second is it must contain an order to pay the specified amount. The third is it is written and signed by the maker. Next is it must be signed by the acceptor of the bill. It means buyer of the goods. Next is the amount of the bill is either payable on demand or a fixed date. Means if the when the seller of the goods wants the money back, so on that date or on the specified date which is mentioned in the bill. The next is it bears a stamp as per Indian Stamp Act. On that bill of exchange, one stamp is required, that is of Indian Stamp, on the basis of Indian Stamp Act. Okay. Next is parties to bill of exchange. Means how many parties are involved in a bill of exchange. So number one is drawer. Now who is drawer? Drawer is a seller of the goods who write the bill. Okay, so drawer means a bill is written by the seller of the goods on the purchaser of the goods who draws the bill. Now second is drawee. Now who is drawee? Drawee means buyer of the goods, purchaser of the goods. Okay, who has to write on the bill accepted, the term accepted. Why? Because see, when the seller of the goods makes the bill against the buyer of the goods, so the buyer of the goods accept the bill and write the word accepted. It means he will give the payment on due date. Okay, so in simple term, drawer means seller of the goods, drawer means seller of the goods, and drawee means purchaser of the goods or buyer of the goods, buyer. Okay. Now the third party is involved in the bills of exchange, that is pay. Now who is pay? See, pay is the person who gets the payment of the bill is called pay. Who will get the payment? Okay. Now it is very simple. Who will receive the amount? See, if seller of goods sell the goods, then from the buyer of the goods only seller of the goods receive the amount. So it means in that case pay is the drawer. Okay, but sometime the pay will be a third party. See, I have written with the highlighted portion. Pay may be the drawer himself. Drawer himself means seller of the goods, or a third party. Now who is the third party, that you will learn later on. Okay, this is known as bills of exchange. So bills of exchange is a written document and it is prepared by the drawer. It is prepared by the drawer, or you can say it is prepared by the seller of the goods who sold the goods. Okay, that person prepared the bill, and it involves three parties. First is drawer, means seller of the goods. Second is drawee, that is buyer of the goods, and third person is payee. It means the person who will receive the payment. Now the next is promissory note. Now what is promissory note? See, promissory note means the buyer of the goods. Here also you have to use the term buyer or seller. So here the buyer of the goods, the person who purchased the goods. So purchaser of the goods gives the undertaking to the seller of the goods to make the payment of the specified amount, and such undertaking of the buyer of goods is known as promissory note. It means, see, bills of exchange is also a written document and promissory note is also a written document, but the difference is in bills of exchange, drawer or a drawer or seller of the goods will make the bill. Okay, but in the promissory note, the purchaser or buyer will write the note. It is not a bill, but purchaser of the goods will write the note. Okay, this is the first difference. And the second difference is in bills of exchange, it contains the order to make the payment. Okay, but in promissory note it contains the promise. It contains the promise against payment. Okay, and who will give the promise? In promissory note, promise will give the purchaser of the goods, and in bills of exchange, who will give the order? Order will give who? Yes, seller of the goods. So this is the difference. Now features of promissory note. The first feature is it is written undertaking to pay a certain sum of money. The second is it must be signed by its maker. Features are same, in both features are same, but here it is a written undertaking to pay the certain sum of money. It is a written undertaking and that is a written document. Now second is it must be signed by its maker. See, both are signed by its maker. So this promissory note is also signed by its maker. Now third is the name of the payee must be mentioned in it. Means to whom we have to pay the amount, that person name is also mentioned in the promissory note. It must be stamped as per its value. In both the bills of exchange as well as in promissory note, in both stamp is required. Now next is parties to a promissory note. Parties to a promissory note. So in bills of exchange there are three parties: drawer, drawee and pay. In promissory note there are two parties. One is maker and second one is pay. Maker means who makes the bill. Okay, and pay means who will receive the amount. So maker is the buyer of the goods, is the maker of the promissory note, because the purchaser is making the note, giving the promise or making the note. So maker is the purchaser of the goods, and pay is the person who will get the payment. Okay, now see, this is the difference between 2 or 3 points I already discussed. The first one is in bill of exchange, the basis is drawer. In bill of exchange, it is drawn by the creditor. It means it is drawn by the seller of the goods. You can write down in place of creditor, you can write down seller of goods. And promissory note, it is drawn by the purchaser of the goods. Next is number of parties. So I already discussed, in bill of exchange there are 3 parties, and in promissory note there are 2 parties. Now next is acceptance. In bills of exchange, it needs acceptance by the drawee. It means it needs acceptance of the purchaser of the goods. But in promissory note, it doesn't need acceptance, because purchaser of the goods only write the note. Okay. Next is order and promise. So in bill of exchange, it is an order to make the payment, and in promissory note, it is a promise to make the payment. Okay. Next is liability of the drawer. The liability of the drawer is secondary, and that is his liability arises only if the acceptor does not pay. But in the promissory note, the liability of the maker or drawer's primary, that is maker is liable to make the payment. Next is pay. In bill of exchange, drawer of the bill can also be pay of the bill, but in promissory note, maker of promissory note can never be pay, because he has to pay the bill. Okay. Next is noting. In case of dishonor of a bill, it is better to get it noted, and in promissory note, noting is not necessary in case of dishonor of promissory note. Next is copies. In bill of exchange, in case of local bills, only 1 copy is prepared, but in case of foreign bills, 3 copies are made. And in promissory, only 1 copy is prepared, whether it is local or foreign. And the last is stamp. So stamp, I already told you about it. There is no need for fixing the stamp on bills payable on demand. However, it is necessary in all other cases. But in promissory note, it is required in all cases. Okay. So this is the difference between. Now the most important. I hope you all have understood the difference between in bills of exchange and promissory note. Don't be confused. Bill of exchange is bill. A bill is written by the drawer or seller of the goods, and promissory note is a note is prepared or written by the purchaser of the goods. This is the most important difference. Okay. Now next is due date and days of grace. See children, when we have to make the journal entries in this chapter, we want date. So the date is very important. How to find out the actual due date, this is very important. So today I am telling you how to calculate the due date. Okay. Now, and days of grace. Now days of grace means number of days of grace. So number of days of grace are 3. Okay. It means if the time period is given 1 month, so you have to count 1 month plus 3 days of grace. If time period is given 30 days, then you have to take 30 days plus 3 days of grace. Always in every question. Now start. The number 1 point is the days of grace are added to the bill, that I already discussed. The second is, if maturity date becomes a public holiday, then the maturity of the bill will be 1 day prior to due date. It means maturity date means, suppose if the date is bill writing date is 1st January and the bill maturity date is, means the time period is given after 2 months. It means 1st January, 1st Feb. So 2 months done. Now it means the due date is on 1st March. So 1st March is the due date, but 3 days of grace you have to add. So when you will add the 3 days of grace, it means 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. That is on 4th March. So that 4th March, if will become a public holiday, so it means you have to take the bill date, you have to take that bill date 1 day prior. 1 day prior you have to take. It means then the bill date is 3rd March. If on that date, if on the maturity date there is a public holiday, because public holiday already given on the calendar. Okay, but the number 3 is in case of emergency holiday like rainy day, okay, like any other emergency holiday which is uh, um, on suddenly, so that on that time you have to take the maturity date after 1 day, means next day. See, like 4th March is your maturity date, then 4th March is a emergency holiday, so the bill date is 5th March. Okay, now this is the question in which you have to calculate the due date of the bill. So here, see children, here date of bill and time period is given. We have to find out the due date, and as we know that here time period is given, so after the time period you have to add 3 days of grace. Now we will start counting. 1st January 2014. So leave the 2014, we have to see the date only. So 1st January. Now here the time period is given 2 months. So 1st January 2 months. What is the date? This example we have already discussed. Now again we are discussing. Here one note is given, that is emergency holiday on 13th October. So 1st January after 2 months. Count it. 1st Feb and 1st March. So after 2 months the date is coming 1st March, but we have to add 3 days of grace. So 2nd, 3rd and 4th. The maturity date is 4th March. 4th March. So here is no holiday, public holiday, no emergency holiday. So you have to write down the due date is 4th March. Okay, in this way you have to take the 2 months. Now the next is 31st January and 1 month. Now see, 31st January. So after 1 month, it means 31st January is completing. Now you have to take the Feb month. So 28 Feb you have to take after 1 month. Now plus 3 days of grace. It means this is the 2014. So this means this is not an leap year. So what you have to take? 28 Feb. So 28 Feb after 3 days, 1, 2, 3. So it is on 3rd March. Okay, if it is a leap year, means if 2016 is given here and after 1 month you have to see, so the maturity date will be on 2nd March, because now 4th March, because now the date is 29th. If 29 Feb after 1 month, the date is again 3rd March. Now the next is 30 June. 30 June after 30 days. So see children, in months you have to take complete month, but here 30 days, it doesn't mean you have to take 1 month. 1 month will be of 30 days or 31 days. So if in the days time period is given in the days, then you have to count the number of days. So 30 June. So after 30 June you have to take 30 days. It means you have to take the 1st July. Okay, so 1st July up to 30 July. So this you have to take. So here 30 days will be completed. Now you have to add 3 days of grace. So 3 days of grace means 31st July, 1st August and 2nd August. It means the due date is of 2nd August. Understood? In days you have to count the days only. Do not take complete month. Okay, if here 1 month is given, then you can take 31st July. Then your due date is 3rd August. Now 12th June. So 12th June after 2 months. So 12th June means 12th August. This is the 1 month. Now 12th September. This is the 2 months. Now 12th September, it means you have to add 3 days of grace. So it is 15th September. It is 14th September or October. Oh, sorry children. 12th June is given here. So 12th July, then 12th August. Okay. And 12th August plus 3 days of grace. So it is 15th August. And you already know on 15th August there is a public holiday. So what is the rule? If public holidays will become on the maturity date, on the due date, then 1 day prior. So you have to take 14th August. 1 day prior you have to take. Okay. Now come to the last. This is the 10th August. 10th August 2014. So it is after 2 months. It means 10th September, 10th October. Now 2 months completed. Now 3 days of grace. It is on 13th October. Now here note is given that on 13th October there is an emergency holiday. So for emergency holiday you have to take 1 day prior or after 1 day. That you have to see. In case of emergency holiday you have to take after 1 day. So you have to add 1 more day. It means it is of 14th October. Understood? These 3 cases you have to see, and after that you can find out the due date. So what is the first case? You have to add in the time period 3 days of grace always. The second is, if the maturity date becomes a public holiday, then the maturity date of the bill will be 1 day prior. And if the maturity date is declared as emergency holiday, then the due date will be after 1 day. Okay. So children, I hope you all have understood the concept of bills of exchange, promissory note and calculation of due date. In next part we will solve the questions of journal entry. This chapter based on journal entry questions. So we will do the questions till now. You have to find out the maturity date. The questions already given in your NCERT book. Find out, take the question, find out the due date. Do practice of calculating due date. Thank you children. Sai Ram.